Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update on this Tuesday morning, we can see that the crypto market is free falling. We've got XRP down 3.79%. We've got Bitcoin down 2,500 points, better than 4.1%. And the total crypto market cap has reversed back down 4.5%. Down to 2.186 trillion, or down 104.10 billion. So we got to talk about the technical analysis that is very apparent right now. XRP is down to the bottom of that falling channel. So is this where it falls out? Or is this just another real nice drop down to support? And as we know, we buy support, sell resistance. So this is a continuation. So we have support, resistance, support, resistance, support, resistance, back to support. Now, if it does come back up, resistance would be around 51 cents this time. However, if it falls down, you'd start to come back down near that. And there's a couple different ways you can look at this, but for me, it's very simple. This rising, and I'll put this arrow back. This rising channel, the technical target, it's measured out is right down there. I just moved it yesterday so we could see this falling channel that was created. But the technical target on a breakdown from that rising channel is all the way down at 34.9 cents. So we do have to pay attention to the fact that if it did break down and we had an overzealous dump, that's where you would end up going. We do have this short-term pattern that formed this falling channel that could keep us from, capping those top end dumps, so that could cap the downside. But you really need to hold this if you want to cap this down. So we have an engulfing candle in the 4-hour or 3-hourly. Volume is in the shorter times back into oversold after all of this, but we don't know the higher ambitions of the market. But it certainly does seem like some kind of correction is going to have to start here. That 30-minute looks like it could be an exhaustion on the 486. Possibly now you've got the 493 that we're above. You are severely oversold in the 30-minute time frame, as we can see. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how we exactly play out today. If we do start pushing down these areas, it makes it very, very interesting, because right now, as we know, as you might not know if you're new to the community, right now we're below the most critical support that we have. That cup and handle right now is in jeopardy of getting broken down. We're on the bottom side of this handle right now, which is not good news. We need to be back above, let's see, in current times, 509. So we need to get back above 50.9 cents. Otherwise, this could strike very bearish very quickly. You don't want this to play out as an M-topping reversal or this head and shoulders pattern to push down any farther. Otherwise, this can be very, very dangerous. So we're at one of those very volatile moments. Precious metals could take a hit today. I don't know who was paying attention the last couple of days, but I am liquidated right now as of yesterday after we got rejected on B2 Gold at 266 or 265. Sold out at 262, 263, 262. And First Majestic got rejected at $6.94, and I ended up selling it at $6.86. Small profits in both, but not what I was planning on doing. But the market continues to look like it's getting battered and beaten. I could tell there was a reversal because gold got rejected, as did silver, so we might as well just touch this very quickly. This is where you had to be careful. If gold got rejected at 23.38, it could have a big come down back to this uptrending support. I've got this all mapped out at 21.32. So there's a strong likelihood that if we don't pull back quickly, we could see a pretty substantial loss here. 4-hourly, that we're starting to move back into the oversold. But if you look at the daily time frame, a lot of room to come up. Weekly time frame, tons of room to come up as we're oversold. So I think this is probably more likely the time. This is a reversal. It was showing us in the weekly. We failed to come up. So I think it's more than likely telling us for a couple 100-point, if I had to guess, $175 correction to the downside looks like it's likely. For silver, got rejected here. This is why you have to pay very close attention every day. Getting rejected at the 27.65. Now, Now it gets dicey because now you come under that 26.75, and now that technically, if you lose that uptrend, you can come all the way back. See, this could be a hefty correction in the precious metals market. It just depends, though. We've got earnings next week. So if we were going to have a dump down, I would anticipate... Oh, look at First Majestic now. It shows 3.8% down in pre-market. The 659. It felt ominous yesterday with the precious metals because it just couldn't kick past. With Bitcoin, with XRP, with crypto. You had the Hong Kong ETF come online yesterday. We talked about this during the live yesterday. If we had any hope of a breakout yesterday, we needed to run off of this rising channel formation or falling channel formation. And right now we just dumped back to support. So we didn't exactly break out. We just, if you bought it, you could sell resistance. I told everybody on the live yesterday. I had a small leverage trade yesterday at 504, 25x, $289. I told everybody in the live. And it ended up moving above where I sold it because it came to 5198. And I had to buy down here, sell resistance, exactly what I did. I didn't think twice about it. Made like 140 something. Nothing major. But now it came back down, and now I'm looking for the next opportunity. If this falling channel breaks, I mean, it's going to come back down here first step. But we'll see, because if you take this into the higher time frames, daily time frame, there's still room to push up. Weekly, we've got a lot of room to move up if this is what we're planning. We were unable to push back into a major pattern formation, which is that if you look at this in totality, where is my... Did it delete it? Because that's the technical drop. We fell... Okay. So we fell out of this rising channel. And getting rejected here was pivotal. It was a pivotal moment. That 52.20 rejection, that was our pivotal moment to tell us, hey, we got some problems here. We had a chance in this little falling channel correction. It's not broken down yet, but if it breaks down, this whole, ability to reverse this is going to be lost. So we're running out of time, but at the same time, we haven't broke down. In the smaller time frames, if this continues like this, as these close, and we're going to start to push into oversold, especially in like the 30, into the hour. It's more into those oversold areas. So if you're asking me what I expect, when you become oversold like that, a lot of times you'll continue this exact same routine. We've been doing this exact same thing. So until it breaks down, it's always the same thing. Support to resistance, support to resistance, support to resistance. Now it's support. So you'd buy support, sell resistance, buy support until it breaks down or breaks out. So in these kind of patterns suggest typically that they could break out. The problem is we came down, we're already below that short-term rising channel. So the fact we're below this, that circumvents it and suggests we have a technical target near 34.5, 35 cents. But this falling channel that was created suggests that we've hit the floor unless it gets confirmation that this breaks down. So, and that would be 49 point roughly 3 cents in current terms. So we are literally on the border. We are literally on the border. So now that we're more familiar this morning with the XRP technical analysis, we can also look at the XRP market cap, how we fallen below a very critical structure. And these are our cheat sheets. The market cap right now is under 27.482 billion, but look at that RSI. I didn't know any better. With the RSI, it very well could have a nice little reversal. And now you have to ask the question, is this going to continue going support? We're underneath it right now, so we need to figure this out very quickly if we're going to have some kind of correction back up. As we can see, these lower time frames very oversold. This looks like a small bull flag that may more than likely have to play out. Tiny bull flag at that. But when it dropped down, it created this structure. So there is a chance that this moves up here now. So we'll watch this morning, but it looks like we're a little oversold in these smaller time frames. So if I was a betting man, I would probably say that we're going to have some volatility both ways. So, but when you become so oversold like this, a lot of times, unless you have a full-on flash drop, and it just is unavoidable, this looks like it came back up and created a small bull flag. We should probably come back up here, more than likely. I don't know if we're going to have the steam to come all the way back up to 51 and some change, or if this is going to be a scenario where it's like a 1% move and gets rejected by the first 20 day it finds. Otherwise, if it comes back up to resistance, it's a 3.6% move. However, we are still below a very key resistance line on this rising channel. So as long as you're below this, there's always the opportunity to drop to 34 cents. Trying to invalidate this, though, we're back testing basically the mid-tier point of the breakout here. So if we're going to get a breakout here, it's going to have to come soon. If you break down this falling channel, that's your extended area. It's over. If this falling channel breaks, it's over. So we're basically on life support. Bitcoin has come outside of that channel as of right now. We were below the ascending formation, what you could call a nice consolidation there. But however, I can tell you one thing. You could very easily say, well, I know we got rejected by that, but that's why we put this pennant flag in. And the actual support down below that it was showing was 59,633. If that's where it was going to end up holding. And the reason why I think that's important is there's one scenario in front of us where we're starting to become more volatile on each swing. What if it did this? You know, that's why we have to watch this area, because we have support. What if it does make a support here on top of the broadening wedge as well? And then it's support, resistance, support, resistance, support. It's widening now. Now, what if that's how it pushes out? That's what we have to watch for. Anything short of that will roll down to the technical target at 51,257. It's just, we are showing signs of becoming oversold here, especially on XRP, but now Bitcoin's catching up in the smaller time frames. So I'll be anxious to see how this plays out this morning. There's a lot of money changing hands right now. A lot of money. So with that being said, good morning. 9:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. XDC, last night we talked about. XDC fell outside, and there's no reason. We had a nice little move up. For me, it was this mid-tier after the move up. And then it broke through it, so I sold back out. It was basically even. There was no profit or no loss. But I was having we had a short-term move up. We came up to 354 immediately after purchase at 346. And then when it came back through, it came through here, and I said, nope, not happening. I wasn't even waiting until the bottom because it should have held this support area, but it did not. But we are still very much in this same kind of falling channel. A lot of cryptos in these falling channels. Some of them fell out, but some of them have maintained their structure. And right now, XDC is backtesting this broken support area on the uptrend at 3426. It should come back. So a lot of these, looks like we're going to have some kind of backtest here because we're oversold so greatly. So please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this update. If you are a fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're losing subscribers, which isn't a surprise, but we lost 5 subscribers yesterday. Once the XRP price action reversed, you get people that will unfollow. So now we're looking for the new members that are looking for this next journey along. So if you do watch my content, please make sure to hit that like button and consider supporting the channel by joining Tom's Army or sending 1 YouTube super chat per month, as we're at the end of a month, a very slow month at that. But we will continue to grow in May, and I will be here present every single day despite the good or bad that's going on in the market. Before I leave, I'd also like to read at least this right now. So Ripple breaks ground in Japan. SBI Group to use XRPL for supply chain solutions. So Ripple has partnered with Hashkey DX to introduce XRP ledger-based blockchain solutions in the Japanese market. So despite the price being very bearish this morning, there is some good news if you are a fan of XRP that will help us build further price appreciation. So the SBI Group will become the first Japanese corporation to use XRPL, the XRP Ledger blockchain supply chain solutions, as Ripple looks to drive enterprise blockchain solution use cases in Japan. SBI will break new ground in Japan after Ripple announced it has entered a strategic partnership with Tokyo-based consulting firm Hashkey DX. The latter is set to introduce XRPL enterprise solutions to the Japanese market. Hashkey will collaborate with Ripple and SBI Ripple Asia, a joint venture between SBI Holdings and Ripple, to build and introduce supply chain finance solutions in the country. The tool will be built on XRP Ledger, the decentralized blockchain network initially developed by Ripple Labs. A statement from Hashkey DX head Andy Dan highlighted XRPL's enterprise track record, settlement speeds, low costs, and scalability as key metrics to build its supply chain finance solution. We are confident in our ability to drive meaningful transformation and introduce innovation, cutting-edge solutions for Japanese business, Dan said. Over the past 5 years, Hashkey Group has developed and implemented blockchain-powered supply chain finance solutions in mainland China. Since its launch in 2019, the firm has over 4,000 registered companies, including 23 banks and 4,300 suppliers, that use its blockchain service. The company reports that the total trade amount recorded exceeds $7 billion. Its blockchain solution has also financed nearly $3 billion of transactions in China. As Cointelegraph previously explored, during Paris Blockchain Week, RippleX Senior Vice President Marcus Infanger believes the future of tokenized markets could exceed $16 trillion in value as traditional finance players begin to actively use blockchain networks. Infanger said that TradeFi players are finally bringing financial assets on-chain as they look to deploy for production and solve pain points in various value chains. This is not only happening on premised centralized networks, but also on decentralized protocols like XRP Ledger, Stellar, and Ethereum. Infinger said that advanced conversations with various financial institutions are ongoing, and they are exploring tokenization projects to issue assets on the XRP Ledger. These firms already have distribution lined up and can articulate use cases and how they want to use the underlying blockchain. Cointelegraph has reached out to Ripple Labs for additional information about the partnership with Hashkey DX and SBI Ripple Asia. So that is a big development here out of Japan. So the XRP Ledger is expanding out into those territories. So I think that's a very important partnership. So make sure you pay attention to that as well. And then before I leave here, XRP, as we've been talking about, we're below the cup and handle. So this is a dire situation. What I would expect here, and I'm not a financial advisor, so what do I really know? From 494, we could anticipate a back test here at the 508 mark to see if in fact we have broken this down and this handle's broken, or if this is just a overzealous consolidation and we will quickly pull back up. That is all we care about this morning. If we get a rejection here at 508, very, 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 very bearish. If XRP falls outside of this falling channel and can't maintain support at 493, that is also very bearish and could be the signal to the move down to possibly 34 cents. However, pay attention to the oversold right now in the smaller time frames, as it does seem as though if you're looking at the 30 and the 45 that a correction is starting back to the top side. Looks like we do in fact have a possible long leg doji in the making if this just pulls up a little bit farther. So I would be surprised if, like we said, it doesn't retest that 508 level, which is on the handle resistance now since it fell outside, to see if in fact we fall outside the cup and handle. And then if it does push that way, look at 512, obviously, because this is the falling channel. But we need to get back above those multi-year formations. That rising channel we need to very quickly get back above, but more imperatively, that handle support. They're both, close to the same spots, but being below that handle support is a more dire situation. And that very much could have a big drop if this does not correct itself very quickly. We must, and I mean must, get back above that handle support. Make sure to hit that like button. I'm going to release this to everybody. Have a blessed morning. Thank you to everybody who continued their due diligence here. Continue to pay attention to the crypto market, because I can feel we're about to have a skid here with the subscribers, with the actual overwhelming with the viewing of XRP, and also the love for XRP is starting to diminish. But it's up to us to continue to be patient, but also to continue to be vigilant so we can see the most opportune moments to buy. And obviously, if a swing finds itself in our way, in our lap, we'll be happy. But we need to pay attention to what we've seen in front of us today, because there is the optics here of a very big drop if, in fact, we can't pull back in these supported areas. Stay blessed, everybody.